Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty fascinating, a real leap across time, actually.
We are. It's this unexpected connection between state-of-the-art astronomy in Chile and, well, ancient Andean beliefs.
Right, and our source material really focuses on ESO's very large telescope, the VLT, up in the Atacama Desert.
That's the one. And specifically how its work, maybe unintentionally, seems to echo some indigenous cosmology.
The source paints this incredible picture, doesn't it? The VLT under that super dark sky and these four bright lasers shooting up.
Yeah, four lasers, and the sky is so dark there you can even see the zodiacal light, which is, incredibly faint. Shows how little light pollution there is.
Exactly, and that darkness, that amazing clarity. It wasn't just good luck for today's astronomers, was it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
For the indigenous people who lived there for centuries, those skies were fundamental, deeply significant.
Okay, so maybe take us back a step. Why is the Atacama so perfect for stargazing, and how did that shape how people saw the universe back then?
Well, it really boils down to a few key things. It's very high altitude, the air is incredibly dry, and there's almost zero light pollution. Just like perfect conditions.
Right, crystal clear viewing.
Precisely. And for ancient Andean cultures, this meant the stars, the Milky Way, everything was incredibly vivid, incredibly present. They weren't just, distant lights.
They were part of their world, their calendars, their spirituality.
Exactly. Integral to it all.
Yeah.
And that zodiacal light we mentioned, that faint glow, would have been a constant feature for them too.
So these weren't just random patterns they saw. Our source mentions a specific symbol, the Chakana. Tell us about that.
Ah, the Chakana. Yeah, you see it a lot in Andean art. It's that stepped cross shape.
What does it represent?
Fundamentally, it's like a map of their cosmos. The four steps, or bridges, connect different levels of existence. Think the underworld, our world, the heavens, maybe a higher spiritual plane.
So four levels again, a structure.
A very structured view of the universe, yeah, with these interconnected layers. It's a core idea.
And it seems this four thing isn't unique to the Chakana. The source talks about the Mapuche people and their concept of Wenu Mapu.
Right, the Mapuche cosmology. Their sacred sky, Wenu Mapu, was also conceived as having four layers.
Four again? What were in these layers?
Different spiritual beings, basically. Deities, ancestors, protective spirits. And crucially, they believed in the Meliwanlan, four scar gods, and the Melikien, four moon gods.
And what did these gods do?
Their role was essential cosmic maintenance,
Yeah.
keeping order, balancing things out against darker, chaotic forces.
Wow. And even the earth itself.
Yeah, even the Earth of Mapu was seen as divided into four cardinal directions, each with its own sort of spiritual energy or quality.
It really is a recurring pattern, this number four. The source highlights that across different Andean traditions, even with variations, four keeps appearing.
It really does. It seems to symbolize harmony, balance, the actual structure of the cosmos for them. It's about how opposites meet to create wholeness, perfection almost.
A foundational principle, like you said.
Woven right into their worldview.
Okay, so let's jump back to the present. The Atacama Desert, the VLT, and those four laser beams we started with. Seems like a huge leap from ancient cosmology.
It does, but here's where the interesting parallel comes in. Now, scientifically, their lasers have a very specific, very technical job.
Right, they're not just for show.
Definitely not. They create artificial guide stars high in the atmosphere. The telescope uses these points to correct for the blurriness caused by atmospheric turbulence. It's called adaptive optics.
Ah, so it helps sharpen the images?
Incredibly so. It lets us see distant objects with amazing clarity. But, and this is the connection the source makes, there's this kind of poetic link.
How so?
Well, you have these four beams of light, essential for getting a clearer view of the cosmos, reaching up into the sky. And that number 4 just happens to echo that deep ancient Andean reverence for 4 as a symbol of cosmic order and balance.
Huh. So it's not intentional, but the visual itself resonates with this older symbolism.
Exactly. The astronomers are doing cutting-edge science, but the image created inadvertently mirrors this sacred symmetry found in the indigenous worldview.
That's quite something. A modern tool reflecting an ancient idea.
It's a beautiful, kind of subtle overlap.
Okay, so let's pull this together. We started with the Atacama's amazing dark skies, vital for the VLT, but also sacred to ancient peoples.
Then we looked at the Chakana symbol and the Mapuche beliefs, seeing how the number 4 consistently represented cosmic structure, balance, different layers of existence.
Right, harmony and order. And finally, we connected that back to the VLT's 4 lasers, scientifically necessary, but visually creating this unexpected echo of that ancient symbolism.
Yeah, it's this fascinating convergence. A high-tech instrument designed to probe the universe visually aligns in this one specific way with a core element of ancestral cosmology.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? About how different ways of understanding the universe, modern science, ancient beliefs, might sometimes stumble upon similar patterns or reflections.
What other connections might be out there, hiding in plain sight if we just knew how to look?
A great question to ponder. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.